and brain with a narrow block or a spasm. It includes both arterial or a venous disorder. Okay. The classification of the peripheral vascular disease, one is arterial disorder, other is venous disease. Two types of the arterial disorder are the vaso-occlusive disease, vasoplastic disease, and aneurysm, some degree of aneurysm, hemangiomas, and the external compression disorder like popliteal artery entrapment, thoracic outlet syndrome, anterior compartment syndrome. Hemangiomas will get the capillary hemangiomas, cavernous hemangiomas, or flexible hemangiomas. These are the hemangiomas will get which get obstructed. Two aneurysm and the false aneurysm will get an arteriovenous aneurysm. Vasoplastic disorder are commonly the Raynaud disease, and vaso-occlusive diseases are thromboangiitis obliterans, which are also called as Barger disease, atherosclerosis of the vessels, the arteries, and Takayasu arteries, and the vascular thrombosis. These are common vaso-occlusive disease. And the venous disorder are the varicose veins, deep vein thrombosis, thrombophlebitis, and the chronic venous insufficiency. You know the anatomy, just I am skipping all these things. Now, what is the pathology of the arterial disease, peripheral arterial disease? The common symptoms of all the peripheral arterial disease is intermittent corticulation. What is it? It is a cramp-like pain in the muscle during walking due to inadequate blood supply in the muscle. And the pain disappears when the patient takes rest and the muscle is relaxed. Now, there is a grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3, and pain appears after walking this distance, but is claudication distance. That disappears and after continuing walking. This pain sometimes persists and continuing walk, but can walk effectively. And third is the grade 1. There will be rest pain. Patient has to take rest to relieve the pain. The rest pain is a continuous pain in the limb present throughout the day and night due to the severe ischemia of the nerves, hence called a cry of drying nerves. The pain is relieved when the vein is when the limb kept hanging by the side of the bed. The abnormal factors are the lying down, foot elevation, night time, and pressure in the blood flows. The relieving factors are in the arterial system is hanging the foot to the bed and sleeping on the chair. These are the Barger disease, also called as thromboangiitis obliterans. This is a non-atherosclerotic inflammatory disorder involving the medium-sized distal vessels with a large mediated sensitivity to type 1 and type 3 collagen. This is commonly seen in the smokers and tobacco users, commonly found in males. What is the pathogenesis? Pathogenesis is the smoke contains carbon monoxide and nicotinic acid, which causes the initial vasospasm and hyperplasia of intima, which again causes thrombosis, so the obliteration of the vessel occurs. Panarteritis is the common that involvement is segmental. This is key pleasures. Eventually, the artery, vein, and nerve are gets involved. That is why the pain occurs and the artery gets ischemia. Nerve involvement for the rest pain. Patient present with the feature of ischemia, or sometimes go for critical limb ischemia. Once the blockage is there, plenty of collaterals open depending on the site of blockage, either around the knee joints or around the buttocks. Once the collateral opens up, through these collaterals, the blood supply is maintained to the ischemic area. This is called the compensatory peripheral vascular disease. If the patient continues to smoke and disease progresses into the collaterals, the blocking them and eventually leading to the severe ischemia, where the discompensatory peripheral vascular disease, it presents as a critical limb ischemia. It causes rest pain and ulceration and the gangrene. The clinical features are commonly found in males. These 20 to 30 hours with the young males you will find intermediate quantities in the foot and the calf progressing in the rest pain, ulceration and gangrene. Recurrent migratory superficial hemophilitis you can see, and the feeble pulse disturbs the proximal dorsalis pedis, posterior tibial and popliteal artery and femoral artery. This presents as a Raynaud phenomenon. The another condition is atherosclerosis, is a chronic and complex inflammatory condition of elastic and the muscular artery involving the systemic and segmental. It begins with a child as a streak of cholesterols. In Greek, other name is burel, and scleros means heart. This is a pathogenesis of atherosclerosis. Quickly, I am just speaking. There is endothelial damage is there, and the protective response results in the production of the cellular nascent molecules, which aggravates which monocyte and T lymphocytes attach sticky surface of the endothelial cells. Then they migrate through the arterial wall to the subendothelial system space, and macrophages to oxidize LDL and cholesterol, reach foam cells form and stick of plaque formation. Where we get atherosclerosis is common after the 50 of age as a familial disclosure associated with the smoking, hypertension, diabetes, and raised cholesterol. Feature of ischemia will get, and there will be chest pain and eye problem. This is Takayasu pulsus arteritis. Takayasu also called Takayasu disease is arteritis. Is obstruct the major arteries, particularly large vessels, and coming out from the aortic arch. You see, there is a obstruction here. There is a progressive initial symptom of less than pan-arteries, including all layers of elastic artery, commonly the aortic arch and the artery branches of aorta. Thrombosis and the sclerosis can occur. Etiology is unknown. Probability is immunological. Usually these young females, most commonly are subclavian arteries involved, often it is bilateral. Mild arthralgia may occur, then upper limb claudication will find here. Absence of pulse in the upper limb and neck. There may be hypertension, atrophy of face, and three-line route along the major arteries of upper limb and neck. And there will be weakness and paresthesia of the upper limb. What is Raynaud phenomenon? Raynaud phenomenon can be defined as a medical condition in which blood vessels in the individual get narrowed or experience changes in the level of cold and stress. It is an episode of vasospasm, that is arterial spasm, and the arterial, it leads to sequential of clinical features called Raynaud syndrome. When the Raynaud phenomenon occurs in the patient without any unknown cause, it is called a Raynaud disease. The stages are, you see, there are stage 1, the stage of local or pallor, stage 2, the local cyanosis, stage 3, the red engorgement, stage 4 is the ischemic gangrene. This commonly bilateral, commonly found in young females. Usually the medial 4 digits and palms are involved. Feature of pallor, blanching, and cyanosis. Painful red engorgement as seen. These vasospasm sometimes become longer, and gangrene and ischemic ulceration occurs. The peripheral pulses sometimes normally felt, but may be feeble or absent in upper limb. Repeated attacks are common. Now, pathophysiology of the venous disease. The varicose vein is a dilated and tortuous superficial veins in the leg, is more than 3 mm in diameter in the standing position. The pathogenesis is there, congenital or positive of vein, no obvious causes. And the secondary cause may be DVT, any pelvic masses, or pregnancy, etc. This is secondary cause. The obstruction of the venous drainage or malfunction of the valves The blood fails to move from the superior to the deep veins, which increasing the pressure in superficial veins and further damage to the valves. And the gap appears between the valve cups and the reflux of the blood from the deep to, there is a reflux of the blood from deep to superficial veins. Increasing pressure on the superficial veins, which causes the valve cups to degenerate completely, and the cross reflex of the blood from the deep to superficial veins. There is increased pressure on the amount of blood in the superficial veins. Dilatation of superficial veins are due to weak and non-muscular valve, which causes the dilatation and tortuosity of the superficial vein. Later on, it causes the varicose veins, which lead to varicose veins. This is a classification of lower limb that is cheap. C signifies the clinical signs from grade 1, 0 to 6. It may be symptomatic or asymptomatic. That is 3. E pursues the etiological classification, that is congenital, primary or secondary, that is any mass or pelvic mass or pregnancy, etc. No venous etiology is found. Anatomical distribution is there. It's A, which is deep. Sometimes it is some perforated may be there, or it may be deep may be there, and no venous etiology is identified. And P for pathology dysfunction, that is reflux will be present, or obstructive, or both. You have to do it. You can write when there will be an, you should write the cheap classification within the presentation. So, C, it is seen that there are no visible signs of the venous disease. One is the articular veins. Second is a varicose vein. 3 is edema without skin changes. 4 is a skin changes due to venous disease. Pigmentation, A is pigmentation, or there is a atrophic branches. 5 is a skin changes with a healed ulceration. And 6 is a skin change with active ulceration. Now, the feature is the male will find more, as we know that smoking is the common due to smoking, and male will find more. What's commonly seen in the profession with the long-standing hours, the traffic police surgeons and guards, police guards, prominent torture superficial veins, gagging pain and postural discomfort with the heaviness of the leg, night cramps, usually late night, edema of the limb, itching, discoloration, and ulceration, and we call varicose eczema will find painful during walking because due to heaviness of the leg. The deep vein thrombosis, which is a semi-solid clot commonly found in the soleal vein, which is got high tendency to get detached to cause a pulmonary embolism and the sudden death. It's called a phlebothrombosis, also called a phlebothrombosis. The pathogenesis, the thrombus develops in the soleal veins and cup. It's a fibrinogen and RBC forms a mesh around it, until luminal cell gets occluded. The thrombus progresses as a loose fibrin clots containing many RBCs, and this embolus detached and passes through the large veins of the limb and vena cava. Through the right artery, it comes and lodges in the pulmonary artery. And the perfusion to all the part of both lungs is occluded. This is called pulmonary embolism. The sudden collapse and the death can occur. The features will be the asymptomatic in the most of the case. Fever is the earliest cause and commonest cause. Pain and swelling in the calf and the thigh. The leg is tense, tender, warm, pale, loose knees with shiny, swollen calf. Pain will be severe through the prevents the pain from flexing the legs. Common sign and Moses sign and neural sign will be positive here, but when there will be active DVT, is not the common sign. The features will be pulmonary embolism, the chest pain will be there, the breathless will be there, the hemoptysis will be common. And in the leg, there will be inverted champagne bottle, in showing that this one. Some comparison. The intermittent cortical find in the arterial disease. The elevation of the legs will get pain and failure. In the will find in the arterial disease, when pain is relieved in the venous disease. On standing on still, pain is relieved in the arterial disease, where it will increase in the venous disease. Dependent position, dependent rubber or sunset sign will find in present in the arterial disease, where the sinuses and the pain will find in the venous disease. Edema will find that in the no edema in the arterial disease, where the dependent pitting or mild edema will find in the venous disease. The skin will find in the arterial disease smooth, shine and dry, whereas in the venous disease will get a brown patch and discoloration. Nail grit and thick in the arterial disease, whereas normal in the venous disease. Ulcer and gangrene will find the round shape, irregular shapes, painful, non-healing ulcers in the distal foot, and pores and waves and gangrene formation. More gangrene you will find in the arterial disease, whereas less type of gangrene you will find in the venous disease. The irregular shape usually is ulcer and will there, and there will be eczema, color discoloration, and hemocyanin deposition will get it around the leg, around the ulcer, in the lower leg or in the ankle. And you will get ulcers in the medial side of the ankle joints. The pulse will get diminished or absent in the pulse or arterial boost of the heart. In the venous disease, you will find a normal. Now, I will approach it clinically. The age we will find more in the history by history, atherosclerosis in the old age. The Paget disease will find in more in the commonly find in the younger age. Raynaud disease in the young women. Hey, Amma, it's Paget disease, limb effect in the lower limb will get in the, but Raynaud disease will get in the upper limb. Ulcer duration and onset. Ulceration duration is important, onset is also important, and the history of the trauma and the progresses, discharge and pain and black discoloration. But pain, intermittent claudication, and as the disease progresses, there will be progressive claudication, and the rest pain, the site and relieving factors. Rest, pain and pallor on exposure to the cold, this will find in the Paget disease. And sometimes we will get auto-amputation occurs in the Paget disease. When there will be dry gangrene, there will be auto-amputation. We need to do the amputation. Numbness of and pains and unusual sensation, the fainting and then spell and chest pain, blurred vision and the abdominal pain and weakness of vessels. Smoking is the most common cause is smoking, as I told earlier, and there will be positive family history. There may be deformity of leg because as there will be contraction of the leg due to ischemia of limb, lateral it becomes a callus. So sign of the peripheral, this shiny, thin, shiny skin, loss of subcutaneous fat, diminished hair growth, and minor present at the special point and the nail changes. This is inspection. It has been site to see the extent and the color of this area. Dry and wet variety, line of demarcation, and limb above the ganglion field. The skin temperature, lower the ischemic sites, and capillary refilling is there. It may be delayed due to an obstruction or blockage. But venous refilling, the fluid will be in ischemic site, they increase and there will be arteriovenous fistula. It's called Harvey sign. See, it is palpation of the ganglion, palpation, the extent of the ganglion, sensation. You see sensation, dry, hard and filled in the dry variety, edematous in the wet variety, crepitation when it is dry gangrene. If there is a crepitation, there will be emergency, then you have to amputate that part because otherwise it's not going to occur. The tenderness along the blood vessel above the gangrene area. See that in the peripheral processes, you see that artery is the dorsalis pedis, testacular artery, antitibial artery and popliteal artery, and in the popliteal artery. Rather in the hand, you will find the subclavian artery, lumbar artery. So what is a Barger postural test? It is basically supine in the leg with knee extended. The venous marked pallor with venous guttering in the extremity. And this is a Barger's angle or vascular angle is more than 30 degrees in severe history. The cross leg test, when the patient side sits on the cross leg in about one of the above. If the oscillatory movement is present, the popliteal artery is patent. If the oscillatory movement is absent, the popliteal artery is blocked. I will show you some of the video of the varicose veins. This is a reactive hyperemia case. The spirometry stock is infected at 250 mercury kept 5 minutes and the pallor is seen. On reliefs, the half pressure, the appearance of the red flash or delayed doesn't appear in the severe history. The Adson test is the patient is kept in a sitting position and asked to take deep breath, turn the face to the same side. If the radial pulse disappears, it becomes feeble. There may be a cervical lead or the scalenus medius. This is a test of the arterial diseases. This is a elevated arm test or modified Roux test, the test for the thoracic outlet syndrome. Allen test to check the patency of the radial and artery disease. Renal and arterial, you see with the Allen test, you palpate that. The auscultation is a long course of the major arteries. Systolic group may be heard on the arterial stenosis. Systolic marble is heard over the aneurysm. The BP measured in the both arms to exclude the occlusion and subclavian and the axillary artery. This you can measure in the both arms to exclude the occlusion. General examination, the hypertension. We need to do the cardiovascular system examination, GI examination, neurological examination, the regional liver examination. Now, this case of peripheral venous disease. Now, the varicose veins, this occurs in the middle age, sex is women, commonly found in women, in a job it requires prolonged standing in traffic police, cyclists, guard. There may be pain abdomen, pain with catching sensation in the lower spleen, worsening at the daytime, standing for a long time, relieved on lying down. History of serious illness in the past or complicated operation in the prolonged immobilization. The consumption of contraceptive means for a long duration and positive family history. The history of illness in the other leg. The local deformity inspection will see the attitude of the leg, the deformity is local degenerative. The varicose vein, there is long suppleness or the short suppleness or the both or only communicating system can be seen. The extent of the involvement, the swelling is localized or general. The skin of the limb, that is color, local redness, pigmentation, ulceration. The white leg, that is phlegmasia, alba dolens, congestion or blue, that is phlegmasia, cellular dolens. Texture may be shiny or stretched or ulcer or scar or eczema, you can find eczema. And the ulcer are sometimes ulcers, sometimes called the varicose ulcers, or eczema sometimes called as varicose eczema. And that is ankle ankle, expired. The peculiar sign is the cough impulse thrill felt at the saphenous opening. The body standard work test is the vein is emptied and communicate tied below the saphenous junction. Patient stands, there is rapid feeling on the feeling on release of the tourniquet. That is the saphenous incompetence. That is there will be rapid feeling from the downward, from the above, from the downward, and if the patient on standing tourniquet is not removed, which is the venous feeling is from the below, then there will be a Pendergast test 2, that is a perforator incompetence. I will show some videos of this test. Multiple tourniquet test is the position is to the main aim is to find the position of incompetent communicating vein detected to know the validity to find the perforators. The SWAS test, when there is a tap on the long saphenous vein in the lower part of the leg, you can find felt impulse at the saphenous opening. The positive in case of the gross validity. This is SWAS test. The Fagan test is there. You mark the vein and you see the mark the vein in palpate hole along the saphenous vein. You find there will be pit in the where there that when there will be a pit or there is a depression on that area. The local tenderness and the thickness along the affected vein, by thickening of the skin and the palpation on the also and the lymph nodes. Fluids may be held or maybe held on the hard on the dilated vein in case of arterial fistula and other diversity. Other limb will be examined for the principal other diseases. For examination of abdomen, because secondary varicose may occur in the pregnant uterus, intrapelvic tumors and causing external iliac vein compression. The deep vein thrombosis, where as I mentioned earlier, the local examination will find the inspection and swelling of the leg, command sign that participate with the calf tenderness on the tenderness, passive dorsiflexion of the foot with the knee extended. And the patient will feel pain. And muscle also, there will be a pain on the squeezing when the relaxed calf muscle. Part test test and modified, I will show some videos. This is the varicose skin, if the D is normal, it is blocked. The systemic in the cardiovascular system examined is important, GI system is important, neurology is also important, and renal lymph is very important. You know that there is a public mass is there. What investigation will do? Investigation will do is that Doppler, ultrasonograph flow detection, the combination of B mode, LVSC and Doppler study. The Doppler shift is assessed and converted to the audible signals. The audible pastoral sound is heard in a normal flow. Although the presence of signal indicates the moving blood flow, it doesn't necessarily indicate the blood flow is sufficient to maintain the limb viability or prevents the limb loss. The turbulence is hard in the stenosis and the partial block artery. Sound is absent when there will be a complete block. Other is a ankle brachial index. We have to measure systolic pressure at the ankle and the systolic pressure at the arms. You take it from the dorsalis pedis artery, and you can take the posterior tibial artery, you can measure that. And normal, interpreting normal resting ABPI, this is point less than 9, less than 5 it is a rest pain, and less than 3 is the intermittent necrosis. And 9 is some degree of arterial obstruction. It is claudication. See the hand and the this way you measure the ankle brachial index. The Doppler scanning and non-invasive scanning by deep ultrasound. USG to provide the image of the vessels. The color coding allows the detailed visualization of the blood flow on the image. and different color indicates that the change in indicates and the change in direct direction as well as the velocity of the flow. The lighter shade indicates the fast flow, and the high flow usually indicates the stenosis. Today, scan carotid vessel in the neck showing the stenosis due to the showing that stenosis at the common carotid bifurcation, where you will find it a Takayasu disease, where you this type of things you find Takayasu arteritis, then you find this, the arterography is done. The injection radiopaque solution is done into arterial artery, arterial vessels, artery, particular catheter method through the femoral artery, the of the brachial artery, through the Seldinger technique. Seldinger there is a equipment, small catheter, Seldinger catheter. This is a needle, and it is arterial catheter. This slide, right? This should be done under USC or under ultrasonography or under scan or through X-ray imaging. The arterial occlusion above knee causes the claudication in the calf, and the good collateral surface is here. The arterial Seldinger technique. The digital subcutaneous angiography is a computer system which is used to digitalize the angiographic information. The extra background, that is bone, soft tissue, bone condition, is removed to provide clearer images. CT angiogram and the MRI angiography is also done with the newer techniques. And the venous, for this is the venous Doppler, which is done in the standing position. Uniphasic signals indicates the flow in the one direction, whereas biphasic signals indicate the blood reflux through the incompetent routes. The duplex ultrasound imaging, this is a high resolution B mode USG imaging, or the Doppler USG is used. It gives the direct visualization of the veins and the functional and the anatomical information. Examination done in the standing position, and the hand Doppler is placed over the side to visualize for any block or the reverse flow. See, duplex scan of the saphenous junction showing the antegrade and the retrograde flow. You can see here, you see, this is a calf, this is the venous, this is the femoral vein, and this is the saphenous great saphenous vein. See, you see Mickey Mouse, commonly found Mickey Mouse transverse P mode image. Commonly we do this because to do the for video see, this is a transverse P mode image on the right common femoral artery. This is and the right femoral artery, and the great saphenous vein. This is a great saphenous vein. This is a common femoral artery vein. This is also, and this is junction in the saphenous vein. You can see that it's very important. The Mickey Mouse sign. This is a great saphenous vein. This is a common femoral. This is a common femoral artery. This is a femoral vein, and this is a great saphenous vein. This is a junction where if you want to tie, then stripping and ligation, you can tie your ligate here, and when you give a arterial ablation you want to do, you can do up to here you can come. And this is very important. First thing you can see before any ablation procedure is done. The saphenous eye, that is a transverse B mode or view in the long saphenous vein in facial compartment of the thigh. The venogram, where X-ray is equivalent to this. How this is not done, but X-ray is equivalent to Doppler scan. And plethysmography is based on the measurement of the volume change in the leg. What is the medical management? So the medical management, the main important is the lifestyle modification for Barger disease, for arterial disease. They avoid the smoking, regular exercise, diet. For diabetic and the lipidemia, dyslipidemia patient, to anti-lipid drugs, and the limb care, great exercise for the position, and the head and raise foot and lower end. Avoid the exposure of the feet to temperature and the dryness of trauma. Some of the drugs which may be used, this pentoxifylline may increase the microcirculation of the by reducing the blood viscosity. Silastazole, which is improved, may improve the circulation by reducing the platelet aggregation. And low dose aspirin, if there is a and can give legal actovastin, analgesics, antiseptic solution if there is a gangrene, we are good there. The treatment of Raynaud phenomena is the proper insulation, the gloves and socks you can wear, avoid in the cold exposure. As you know that in cold, this is in the cold exposure, early treatment, all leading infection, avoid the drugs like recipients and beta blockers, smoking, avoid smoking. Some of the maybe some nifedipine. Takayasu disease that you can use the Parkinson's only treatment is use prednisolone. This may be used cytotoxic this cytotoxin. Atherosclerosis that for atherosclerosis same as that is smoking, regularly, aspirin, pentoxifylline, afterwards. Venous disease in conservative management for varicose vein is the elastic weight bandage and compressive gradual weight bandage. The gradual that's going to elevation of the limb above the level to lip edema. The Unna boot is non-elastic compression therapy to prevent ischia, the humor of the compression. The benefit of conservative management to reduce the transaxiary leakage and improve the fitness, the drug may use the calcium medicine. Private shift to sclerotherapy is useful, and this sodium diketonyl sulfate is used. And USC, quinine olive or almond is injected, causing the destruction of the endothelial cell, resulting in diabetic replacement of the USC guided the DVT is elevation of the limb, intermittent rheumatic compression, and entirely bandage. The anticoagulant, you can use a low molecular sodium and to light to bandage, and they used neurobandage. The surgical management is the bypass is there. You can do bypass graft on the feet of particular space in angioplasty thrombectomy done, endectomy done. If the amputation meet with the limb is gangrenous, we do to save the patient. Transluminal angioplasty, the stenting is the minimal invasive endovascular procedure used to open the block artery due to peripheral artery disease, and then we done in the vaso-occlusive disorder 1, including atherosclerosis and the Barger disease. The balloon capital carrier stent, the cutting edge stent. These are the narrow superficial femoral artery before and after transferring artery. You see, there is a narrow area, and after the stent is been used, dilatation. Bypass or graft surgery done by vaso-occlusive disease. These are for those cases, the angioplastic thing or angioplastic will not be possible. This graft is there, there is liquid. Femoral artery blockage is there, the graft is there. So know just thrombectomy, embolectomy or endectomy is removed with the fingers. Embolectomy is there, it is guidance over the catheter passed behind the embolus and the balloon is inflated, then the catheter is withdrawn along with the arms. And the endothelium of the endectomy is there, the endothelium of the vessels is removed with the thrombus and the disease improved. And thrombectomy is the removal of the thrombus through arteriotomy, the arterial one. The surgery done in the Barger disease, surgery, the percutaneous transcatheter angioplasty can do. You can do the omentoplasty, or you can do profundoplasty for the blockage of profunda femoral artery. In the part we do, commonly do, earlier used to do lumbar sphincterectomy, and if there will be a gangrenous part, then we go for amputation. The omentoplasty is utilized to the pedicle, which the limb to maintain the calculation possible by development of the collateral, and other part is the mobilization of the momentum. The sympathetic denervation of the L2 and L3 ganglion to treat the occlusive arterial disease. The principle is that the sympathetic denervation increases the blood flow to the normal limb, thus increasing the nutritive value of the blood flow. After immediate operation, you find that pain in the leg will be warm and increase and abolish the pain, and there will be pain also, there will be less amount of pain, and the ulcer also. The ulcer will be also within 2 days it will heal also. It abolishes the pressure request or restriction of the arteries and increase the collateral flow, alteration of pain impulse transmission, and leading to the relief of the ischemic pain. And there will be a ganglion of L2 and 3 is being will be cut the ganglion. This profundoplasty, where you do the block the profunda femoris is opened and thrombus is removed. Vascular reconstruction done in the Takayasu disease will not do some, will not do where there is dual sympathetic lymphatic current. Where this is cervical current is not current. The amputation is there, the amputation becomes essential. You have to removing whether it be some open surgical thrombosis is forgot. Indication for surgical patient, so actually by antibiotic therapy, and the medical is not working, impending venous gangrene, and the prevention of the fetal pulmonary embolism. The risk is the excessive bleeding and the severe enough to cause death, the infection, the damage of the site of the clot, there may be pulmonary embolism. Bleeding, why it occurs? Because patient is taking aspirin for a long time, so they get bleeding. In this palma operation, where you do a bypass, if there is a blockage, you do bypass, try to overcome the blockage. Varicose vein, what you do here, you do varicose vein, you do endodermal operation, you do fast deep vascularization along the long saphenous vein. Straight saphenous vein, the fast oblique incision is made at the level of femoral artery junction or saphenous junction. It is 3.5 centimeter, 2.5 centimeter from the tubercle, lateral to the gut, give incision. Then tributaries, all 3-4 tributaries been exposed and been ligated individually. And ligation is the superficial epigastric artery, superficial sarcopteryx in their vein, and deep the external pudendal vein, and superficial when this have to be ligated. And later there will be steeping is done. Steeping can be steeping into Myers male or the backbone steeper is used. You can through that femoral, great saphenous femoral valve, put this steeper, you put the steeper, some of the is used where steeper is there, rigid and metal steeper is there. This is good for phlebotomy, multiple phlebotomy we do after the stripping and the ligation. This is the speaker. This is called olives, and you put this inside the vein, and you cut open in the after the below the knee. You cut open the 1 2 millimeters incision, but that you take out this stripper and put the put this olive and after that ligate with this olive to the ligate with the vein ligate with the olive, then you give jerk or pull from the upward. Whole of the vein will be used. There's a ligation and there is a stripping. There is stripping all these two parts. There will be a tie there. From that, you whole of the vein from that. One thing you should remember that you do not cross below the knee, just above the just below the knee you can do. The complication is the saphenous neuralgia, hematoma, the infection, ulcers. Recurrence of the disease may be 30%. This is another endoscopic method, subfacial ligation of the pockets. And as you know, that pocket is the ankle perforation is the pocket, but it's a doid perforation in the below. This is below the knee, and wide above the unturned perforator, just above the saphenous, below the saphenous opening, and the doid perforator is between the unturned perforator and the doid perforator. So these are doid perforators, and the ankle perforator is on the pocket perforator. Yeah. And you can do subfacial ligation through the endoscopy. You see, there is a stab eversion of the varicose artery where that hook is being there, hook is being attached with, the hook is being you drag the vein, small amount of nick here, and you tie here, you cut open it and tie both the sides. This is a minimal invasive method, is endovascular laser ablation. This is commonly done by the radiologist. Some now they are doing, and some radiovascular surgeons also doing this. You need a color Doppler, and subfacial. The surgeons are doing subfacial endoscopic perforator ligation. It commonly known as SEPS. SEPS. This is the subfacial endoscopy perforator is very important. I'm telling that through this endoscope you ligate the pocket or the perforator. Radiofrequency ablation, the RFA, where you are using the high radiofrequency use with the help of the guidance of radiofrequency with the color Doppler. Transluminal phlebotomy can be done and little phlebotomy done, and dissection done. These are surgeries contraindicated when the patient will be in DVT. Some experience in that. This procedure guide wire is introduced in the required vein after the ultrasonic mapping. After that, the laser is activated and the guide wire is gradually guide wire is pulled backward. Before that, Tumescent anesthesia is made and it will give vein so that there will be warmness to release the. There may be warm, so it may cause harm to the other local tissues and other arteries. So give a Tumescent anesthesia so that all the veins and other will be protected. About 50 to 60 ml of maybe more you can use for particularly in the lower limb, in each arm, in each leg. This guide is pulled backward when the activation generator, laser generator hits and which damages the endothelium and subsequent fibrosis. This is a endovenous laser ablation. About the 60 to 100 Joule centimeter of it is supplied, but to be this guide wires do not cross very near to the saphenous opening. See the endovenous here, the varicose vein is the laser fiber inserted in vein. Slowly this laser is removed and the closed for treatment. This is a radio frequency ablation. This procedure, the vein is punctured and the puncture and Bernstein catheter is passed after the guide where user has to use. It is also you have to use it. Then the radio frequency generator is turned on and the process is repeated. And for section of the in the 5 centimeter section 5 centimeters is used till the vein is done. In the complication of surgery, the infection is the most common hematoma, bruising, edema, and the narrowing is the common is the most common serious complication. The recurrence in the deep vein thrombosis. Complication of peripheral artery. What is the complication? See, there is the gangrene, macroscopic death of the putrefaction. There may be weight gangrene. What is the clinical? The loss of function and the arterial pulsation and the sensation. We lost and temperature will be not there, and the color changes. Black color will be there. The types will be dry gangrene and the wet gangrene. The preganglion is the characteristics, the color change and hyperthesia and edema, and we get a rest pain. The investigation will do an arterial Doppler angiogram USC, the routine investigation will do, and the management is the lead saving or the lead saving and life saving. The lead saving is the managed infection, the medical control diabetes, given oxygen, hypoxia therapy, antiplatelet, or surgical debridement and bypass, angioplasty, computerplasty, and sambalympectomy. For the case of Barger and omentoplasty Barger, angioplasty in the case of the atherosclerosis disease, and bypass when there will be block, and life-saving disease when there will be an amputation, when there is a life-saving. The auto amputation is in the grade 4, and there are the spontaneous vessel and organ system. Acute arterial occlusion, that is some of the cases from the complication. There may be an arterial ulcer, there may be ischemia, there may be a compartment syndrome, and there may be acute mesenteric ischemia, there could be reperfusion injury. And the arterial ulcer may be painful, very painful, and tender, dry, deep ulcer, ventral deep fossa, in the food and deep. These are the ischemic ulcers of the food. You can get the contracture as a sequel because the ischemia, the ischemia there, there is fibrosis, the treatment is spleen and operation. This is the movement ischemic contraction. This is the Buckman sign you see. This compartment syndrome, the increased intercompartmental syndrome will be found when there is a common in the leg and forearm. Pain and the propeller, and you have that is pulselessness. The readjustment of the arterial flow to an ischemic area, sudden release of oxygen and fine radicals, clinical feature of toxemia, oliguria, and persistent edema in the leg and raised blood urea and creatine. The mesenteric, acute mesenteric ischemia is the high mortality, sudden severe abdominal pain with the bowel emptying, and treatment is the resection of the bowel and embolectomy. The complication of the velar disease. Hemorrhage, eczema, dermatitis, pigmentation. It is a periosteitis of the tibia, venous ulcer, marginal ulcer, which can lead to squamous cell carcinoma, lipodermatosclerosis, ankylosis, deep vein thrombosis, typhus equinovirus, thrombocytopenitis, and calcification of the veins. See the pigmentation and thickening of the chronic inflammatory and induction of the skin, calf around the ankle, the increased venous pressure, the capillary leakage, the extension of the blood and fluid, and there is a hemorrhage is released. There is two as I mentioned earlier, and the heme is released, and there will be iron and heme combination. The most is occurred. This is called the pigmentation. As the classic effect of the it's called great area. So great area of just above the lateral or above the malleolus, commonly found in the medial area. Eczema, dermatitis, which cause the extraversion and the leaking down of RBCs. This is another theory that leaking down of RBCs, itching, which causes the precipitate the varicose ulcer, the treatment the zinc oxide cream or the silver sulfadazine cream. And hemorrhage is caused by trauma or eczema, elevation of the leg and the crepe bandage compression, crepe bandage, graded compression application. This is a venous ulcer, this is a common greater zone. The skin around the middle malleolus, the ulcer is a large and non-healing ulcer, tender, recurrent with a secondary infection. This is a pathogenesis, I told. See, the valvular dysfunction, this is the high venous pressure, the leakage of fibrin, they cause a growth factor trapping, there will be trauma, or there may be no trauma. And this is the growth factor trapping that called ulceration or trauma to the vessel. Whereas there is a leukocytic, this high venous pressure, leukocytic circulation, and the release of the toxin, which causes a trauma, later on causes the ulceration, and later on causes the venous ulcer or varicose veins. The treatment is a dressing and with iodine peroxide, with Musol, fluoridated lime and the boric acid, antigratics, and the skin graft are treated with the treat of the varicose vein. Fibroblast is a superficial inflammatory vein. This is a characteristic by pain, redness, and the tenderness, cords-like thickening of the vein and the fluid. See the crepe bandage, elevation of the varicose vein. This is crepe bandage used. See, this is about the deep vein thrombosis. There is a high level risk in the foci. The complication, the coronary embolism, infection, and the recurrent DVT. There is a propagation of the thrombus proximally, which causes the coronary embolism, maybe a life-threatening. With the Wells criteria probability of pulmonary embolism in the patient of deep vein thrombosis. See, just remember the Wells criteria, just see the heading. Is a high risk is more than 4 is a high more. The pre-certainty, the delay of ulcer thinking, the talipes equivalences, the marginal ulcer is unstable or scar along the duration, causes hyperlaxis, fibrosis of the soft tissue growth around the ankle, talipes equivalence, the person walks with the tip of the toes, calibers in the wall of the varicose. I am now some of the video. Student, please, for 5 minutes, for 2 minutes. These are the highlights. I will show some videos, don't go. Very interesting, you see. Some videos. See, actually, it is a long chapter because both of the arterial or venous disease has been smoothly explained. A little bit of theory is to be needed, actually. Lot of this chapter also boring. This is about vascular disease. Don't worry, see on video. Please.
This test is performed to locate the incompetent perforators more accurately. With the patient supine, raise the leg to 30 degrees, empty the veins, and apply an elastocrepe bandage from the toes with gentle pressure to occlude the superficial veins only. Now apply a rubber tourniquet below the saphenofemoral wall to occlude retrograde flow from the saphenofemoral wall. Now ask the patient to stand and release the bandage from above downwards. After releasing each turn, observe the vein for filling. The moment the turn of the bandage over an incompetent perforator is unwound, the vein will fill rapidly. Test. This test is performed to locate the incompetent perforators more accurately. With the patient supine, raise the leg to 30 degrees, empty the veins, and apply an elastocrep bandage from the toes to the mid-thigh with gentle pressure to occlude the superficial veins only. Now apply a rubber tourniquet below the saphenofemoral valve to occlude retrograde flow from the saphenofemoral valve. Now ask the patient to stand and release the bandage from above downwards. After releasing each turn, observe the vein for filling. The moment the turn of the bandage over an incompetent perforator is unwound, the vein will fill rapidly. Test. This test is performed to locate the incompetent perforators more accurately. Now mark the course of the vein with skin pencil. Make the patient lie down. Raise the leg to 30 degrees and empty the vein. Now palpate the deep fascia along the course of the vein more carefully at the site of blowout skin to look for
Can you
pits
hear?
in the deep
Can you
fascia.
hear?
A pit is felt as a circular defect in the deep fascia with sharp edges and indicates the site of a dilated perforator. If a pit is felt, mark it with a cross with a skin pencil. This is Fagan's method of palpation for detection of incompetent perforators.
বিএলসিতে ঘোরানো যায় না দেখো
পাঠিয়েছি তো
কিসে প্লে করব শুনছেন
Now perform the Brody Trendelenburg test. It will tell us whether the saphenofemoral junction is competent or not and whether there is any other perforator incompetent. With the patient lying down supine, elevate the leg to 30 degrees and empty the vein completely. Now press the thumb to occlude the saphenous opening. If there is a large saphena varix, use the other four fingers. Keeping the saphenofemoral junction pressed and occluded, ask the patient to stand. Compressing the vein by the thumb is not always accurate, particularly if the vein is not visible or the patient is obese. So the test is better performed with a rubber tourniquet tied around the upper thigh just below the saphenous opening. Observe the vein for 15 to 30 seconds with maintained pressure. The vein will remain empty if it is a pure saphenofemoral incompetence. But if there is a perforator incompetence in the leg, the vein will fill slowly from below upwards. Now release the hand pressing on the saphenous opening and watch how the varicosity fills rapidly from above. If saphenofemoral valve is incompetent, the varicosity will fill very rapidly from above downwards. If saphenofemoral valve is competent, there will be no retrograde filling. This test report is mentioned as negative positive, that is, negative with maintained pressure and positive on release of pressure, indicating a pure saphenofemoral valve incompetence. Positive negative result implies only perforator incompetence, and positive positive result implies incompetency of both saphenofemoral valve and the perforator. Deep veins is tested by modified Perthes test. With the patient supine, elevate the limb and empty the vein. Apply a rubber tourniquet over the upper thigh to occlude the superficial veins. Then ask the patient to walk around briskly for 5 minutes. If the deep veins are blocked, the varicosities will become turgid and the patient will experience throbbing pain in the calf. This is a positive Perthes test. If deep veins are patent, the varicosities will remain collapsed and there is no calf pain. A positive Perthes test is an absolute contraindication for ligation and stripping of the veins, and it must be routinely performed before surgery. The same test, if performed by applying an elastocrep bandage from the toes to the thigh, is the original Perthes test. Perform the multiple tourniquet test. With the patient supine, elevate the leg and empty the veins completely by milking them down. Now apply 3 rubber tourniquets. One just below the saphenous opening, second just above the knee, and third just below the knee. This divides the long saphenous vein into 4 segments, each with one constant perforator. The saphenofemoral valve above the first tourniquet, the mid-thigh perforator in adductor canal between the first and the second tourniquets, the below knee perforator between the second and tourniquets, and the ankle perforators below the third tourniquet. The tourniquets should be just tight enough to occlude only the superficial veins. Now ask the patient to stand up and observe for 15 to 20 seconds for the appearance of varicosities in each segment. A rapid appearance of a varicosity or a blowout in any of the segments indicates the incompetency of the related perforator. In the segments with competent perforators, the vein remains collapsed. Next, we will
Okay, students. Thank you. Do you have any questions? Thank you.
স্যার এই লালটা টিপে দিন, যে কলের লালটা টিপে দিন, বন্ধ হয়ে যাবে।